whiskey friends, far and wide, we are live. It is Tasty Tuesday, the final Tasty Tuesday of this foul year of our Lord 2021. How is everybody doing? I am Eric, your humble mall muser, beaming the signal from the Windy City, the second city, the city of broad shoulders, Chicago, Illinois. Hope everybody is doing well. I got a bunch of whiskey to try tonight, so this is going to be an interesting show. Before we get into that, though, I'm going to say hi to the folks who are already ponied up at the virtual Tasty Tuesday bar. Let's get after it. What's the folks got in their glass tonight? First in the door, it's Duluth, Minnesota, Mr. French. Yes, last week of 2021 indeed. Atlanta, Georgia suburbs, it's IC86. What up? Paul in Montreal. East Texas, Daniel. Jupiter, Florida, Gerbic. What is going on, friends? Hope you all have been good. If you were doing Christmas, I hope that went well for you. I had a good one. I will tell a little bit about some whiskey that I got. Surprise, surprise, right? Indeed. I am looking forward to it. I've had the original Stranahans. All right. Great. Folks saying hi to each other. Always good. I have never tried any Stranahans that I recall. Maybe the original. Hey, French. Too funny, man. All right. Good evening. Quad Cities. Illinois, Midwest. What up? Chris S. How are you, sir? Good to see it. Good to see you here. Northern Ireland, our first person across the pond. Staying up late with us, it's Whiskey Straight Al. I did, sir. I hope you did as well. If you were celebrating, man, great to see you. Hope things have been good. Folks should check out Whiskey Straight Al's channel if you have yet to. Northern California's here. It's D-Pass. What up, Donner? Happy Tasty Tuesday, sir. Good to see you. Signal Hill Canadian whiskey in the glass for Paul M. Sounds good. Ontario, Canada. It's our good boy, Peter White. He's got some of the strange sherry cask. All right. Excellent. Good stuff. Cool. We got 12 folks in. Great to see everybody here on our last Whiskey live stream of 2021. I have a couple whiskeys that I'm going to do tonight. But first, we were just talking about Christmas. I did get my hands on two whiskeys. I was gifted this one, which will be my first review of 2022. Glenmorangie, A Tale of Winter. 46% Marsala cask finish. I'm into that. It is also 13 years old if you read the print on the bottom. I assume this was an NAS, but it is not. It is a non-chill filtered 13-year-old 46%er. But you got to read this. They definitely are hiding the age statement on this, which is strange. Cool box though, similar to the Tale of Cake. So I did get that. I also got, where is it? And this one I'm quite excited for. Craig Ellicky 17. This one I found at a stupidly good deal at a local store in the Milwaukee area where I was for Christmas. $100. I was like, what? Usually don't see anything with an age statement on it of this length for $100. So yeah, excited about this one. I think I'll get into this one probably pretty soon next year as well. Any of y'all get any whiskey gifts in the last week, if not longer? Love to hear about it. All right. So tonight is a little way to Mio's in the house. What's up? Cheers. There's a little way to close out the year. Patreon subscribers, your inbox has an email of my top whiskeys that I tasted in 2021. So love to hear about that when you guys get a chance to take a look at it. I also, that will be released a little bit earlier than Friday this year because Friday's New Year's Eve. I'm going to probably release that I think it's scheduled to release Thursday for folks who are not on the Patreon list. So that'll be coming up really soon. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to hearing what folks have to think about the choices. But the main event tonight is not going to be Best Whiskeys of the Year, although maybe one of these will be for 2022. Who knows? I have a series of whiskeys from Stranahan's distillery, and I'm going to do a tasting of 4 of them, which are mostly the ones that make up their core range. So here's what we got going. I'm going to do these in order of ABV, and I'll set everything up and tell everybody about these a little bit. But so we're going to be doing the Stranahan Blue Peak, the Stranahan's original, but this is a single barrel version of it. We're going to do the Stranahan's Diamond Peak and the Stranahan's Sherry Cask. So there is one other or 2 others that sort of comprise their core range as of now. I think it's called the Snowflake. These are the ones that are mostly available. I have never seen that one anywhere yet, to be honest with you. So this is basically what I would consider their core range. So we're going to get into this. We're going to chat a bit about the distillery. 2 of these I have never had, and 2 of them I've had like 1 or 2 drams of. So this is going to be very much a uncorking style tasting, so it should be a lot of fun. We'd love to hear in the chat. Any of y'all messed around with Stranahan's Colorado American single malt whiskey? Would love to hear your thoughts about it, and I will set all that up in a second. First, let's get back into the chat. Oh man, John Madden passed away? Damn, that's sad. It was funny. I was just talking about him. I went to the Packers game with an old friend of mine. They played on Christmas Day in Green Bay. And we were just talking about John Madden. Damn. Because I know that documentary's coming out. That sucks. Well, I'll raise a glass to good old Madden. Bummer. Brooke Lottie, Isla Barley. Very, very good choice. Do you know which year that one is? I'll be curious to hear. Good morning to you. Big snowstorms up in Northern Cal. Damn. Stay safe, brother. Appreciate that, IC86. Yeah, hit that like button. It goes a long way. You'd be surprised. He's on the late night shift tonight. Cool. James Chang's in the house. James, how are you? Final Tuesday. We will, man. Take good care. Oh, you got yourself some nice glasses. Very cool. The wife got me the low-end Rowan Company, but it had a personalized label. That's awesome, man. Very cool. Cohen, SoCal, Los Angeles area. Looks the mom, all girls. Yes. What up, Cohen? Man, you won't be surprised, Cohen. I came across a bottle of Foursquare 2007 at a store the other day. One of the vintage 2007s. Grabbed it for sure. Very, very infrequently you find those these days. JP, what up? How's that Lefroy cast strength batch theme 13 open? Yeah, I agree. It has opened up really nice. It's still very much doesn't quite have the complexity stuff isn't coming through too much yet. It's still it's delicious. I'm not going to lie. I've just found a couple other releases to have a bit more subtle things here and there, but I haven't done a full review of it yet for a reason. We're going to give it some time, but I'm glad to hear it's working out for you. Yeah, no kidding, right? Snowflake might be gift shop only. It's a 10-year-old, yeah. If that's the case, then here we go, right? Roy, what's up? How are you? I saw that. I'm good with that. The Cheg 10 is great whiskey. He doesn't go for the real expensive ones. And I kind of agree. I mean, if you're going to do whiskey reviews, trust me, when you guys, for folks who watch my whiskeys of the year, you'll see the point of you gotta kind of make it things that are accessible unless you really can't. For me, it was difficult with the scotches of the year, and you'll see why when you watch it. But I kind of agree with his approach on that. Try to make it stuff people can get their hands on, less than $100. I was given Whistle Pig 10. Man, I haven't had that in a long time. Cadenhead's Campbelltown PBS. Ooh. James Chang grabbed one a year ago. I also picked up his other whiskey of the year. Oh, yeah, the Aaron. Yeah. Yo, the Chag 10 was on my list last year, too. He was like number 4 on my top 5, man. That stuff is fantastic. It's a little bit pricier, but I think the quality that you get, non-chill filtered, 46.3%, it's maybe $5 more than an Ardbeg 10. I think it's a unique, characterful whiskey, worth getting. Not quite as overly, the peat isn't quite as intense as an Ardbeg. Okay, so here we go. So first and foremost, let's talk about Stranahan's. Stranahan's is a Colorado distillery. They've been around for, I don't know, 15 years maybe, give or take. They are, I think they're based in Denver, if I'm not mistaken. And the interesting thing about them is that they do, Denver. They do it's not bourbon. It is single malt. So it's an American single malt whiskey, a la, 100% malted barley. They have been, they've done a variety of special releases here and there of stuff, but the ones that, like I said, we're going to talk about tonight are core range. And these bottles are pretty much available any liquor stores. And again, their claim to fame really has to do with just, they use Colorado, Rocky Mountain whiskey, et cetera, et cetera. Look, it's an American single malt. They were probably out and more prominent even before some of the ones you hear more about now, Westward, Westland, maybe Balcones. I know they do a bunch of different stuff, but they've been around and doing this for quite some time, and they have rather unique bottles. I'm going to show you what I mean. So the majority of the bottles you see from Stranahan's are going to look something like this. They're tall and thin, and then they have this like metal top on it. Now, this is coming off really easy now because I had to pry it off. But trust me, these things were stuck on here freaking hard. And what they basically are is they turn into like a 3-ounce whiskey pour. That's the idea behind this. And it kind of has to do with their like, rugged frontier style, whatever. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to do for a whiskey. So here is what we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with the Blue Peak. Relatively newer release from them. This one is 43%. It is it's a small batch, and really the thing about this one, it's inspired by sherry, so they use a Solera process. Basically, this is a Solera made whiskey. The malt itself, I believe it does not tell you on here, but I believe it's actually all just bourbon cask. They carefully marry aged single malts. Their aged single malts creating a harmonious whiskey of unusual depth and complexity. So in other words, they basically have a bunch of their regular original Colorado single malt that are being put through a Solera process, which of course means it's progressively getting older as it goes down, or younger as it goes down, older as it goes down. But essentially you have a bunch of barrels stacked up. If you think about like a pyramid, and they're kind of going through each other, and certain amounts are coming through each. So you're getting a bunch of the different whiskey that is at a different age. So it says it's made at limited runs. I know, small batch. Who knows what that actually means? Distilled from 100% malted barley and cut to proof with pristine Rocky Mountain water, high crafted at high altitude, etc., etc. There is no age statement. There is no mention of chill filtration or color on this. It is 43% ABV. Let me know in the chat. Has anybody had the Blue Peak before? Nice pop. Now this one does not come with one of those toppers, which is surprising. Do a fresh glass here. All right. I'm going to be really interested to see which one of these ones. So this one I did have a dram of a while back, and to be quite frank, I don't really recall what it was all about. $25 is a good price. Yeah, these, oh yeah, I should say these go for around, I mean, unless you're in Southern California, these go for around $35 or $35 USD. Let me just get my stuff together here and we're good. Okay, so here's the color. And again, it just says American charred oak. Now they do use Solera process, but they could easily do that without sherry whiskeys. So I'm going to assume that this is completely, American oak cask, no sherry cask, anything like that going on. Here we go. So right away, this is very barley cereal note forward. When you think about whiskeys like Bruichlotti's non-peated whiskeys or some of the Glenmorangies, where you really get that kind of barley sweet note, that's what you're getting here. Here, it's a bit sawdust, it's a bit fresh cut wood, but there's an unmistakable sweet barley note. It's almost like corn, but it's not. There's light brown sugar, light toffee, hints of vanilla, gingerbread, not pickled gingerbread. Very nice nose. And honestly, it's a pretty full flavor. It doesn't, it's not at all a weak nose, which is good considering this one is just 43%. I like it. It smells young, but it's one of those young whiskeys where the casks seem to kind of serve as a way to round off the youth. You can detect it subtly. There are some whiskeys where you can smell every month of the youth on the whiskey. Not the case here. A little bit, not too much. Yeah, there's like a nice kind of wood shavings, like cedar almost. Very nice. Now, an interesting thing about this one, this is made in Denver. So at 5,000 some feet elevation, what does the aging process do to this? I'm not sure. There's also like a kind of a apple, almost like perfumey note to it, or like a sweet strawberry almost. Very nice. Let's give it a taste. This is Stranahan's Blue Peak. Again, this is a relatively easy one to get your hands on. Right around that $35 mark, give or take. Fruitier than I expected. That sweet kind of strawberry note is there. Full flavor. This thing really actually comes pretty dense and intense for 43%er. Development is nice. It dries a bit. You get more oak. You're getting more dark notes, dark chocolate, caramel. A little bit of that juicy apple, that strawberry note. Wow. Finish is pretty nice. It's medium and dry and not entirely very complex, but it's kind of like a malted milk ball, vanilla, a little bit of maybe a little milk chocolate in it. Pretty good stuff. Again, at $35, I mean, yeah, there is not an age statement on this, as I said. But here's what it looks like one more time. Boy, for an everyday 43%er, this is the mouthfeel and viscosity on this better than expected. You really can't tell how young it is. This is a non-age statement. I can't imagine there's very old whiskey in this. Man, this is a good one. All right. Okay. I'm good. So this one I think was the right one to do early, but I mean we'll see. But it really gives you a sense of their character, the whiskey, the character of the distillery. Again, it's sweet, it's malty, very cereal grain forward. Richer than the flavor portends to be, but like still a very competent, like strong release, to be honest with you. Pretty impressive. Okay. So next up is the Stranahan's Original. Now this one is bottled at 47%. Let me give you just a little bit of info on this. It's aged a minimum of 2 years, new charred oak barrels, non-chill filtered, handmade in small batches. So this one does say it's non-chill filtered. At least 2 years old, 47% ABV. And I think what we're looking at here is all charred oak barrels. Again, this is going to be like a bourbon cask type situation. It does have a little booklet on it. Now, I do want to mention one thing. This is the original batch, but it's also a single barrel version of it. Exclusively Colorado grains, virgin. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. A little bit more information. Straight, rugged, and strong Stranahan's whiskey is double distilled in small batches from our proprietary blend of 4 Colorado barleys, and then aged in virgin charred American oak barrels. So it's virgin casks. Very cool. Okay, so that's that. Let's give the original a taste here and see how it is against the Blue Peak. And again, let me know in the chat. I'm going to just take a quick look in if anybody has had any of these before, what your thoughts are. Would love to hear it. All right. So we got 16 folks in, which is awesome, man. Great to see everybody. Kenneth's in the house. Thoroughly enjoyed Blue Peak. Right on, man. Yeah, I agree. That was good. I was pretty impressed so far. All right, what's going on? Folks talking about some rum. Bird premium cask strength. All right, punches above its weight. Yeah, that Blue Peak ain't bad. Unsure if Telex is on tonight. I actually don't know. I haven't talked to him recently. I think he would have posted if he was, but I'm not clear. Yeah, I'm excited to get to that one. That is one of the ones I have not had. Andrew Page is in the house. Man, thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. Oh, you got yourself a Tobermory 12 and the Lafroig 4 Oak. Ah, yes, the travel exclusive. She brought that back from the UK. Do let us know how that is. Thank you for the super chat, man. I hope you had a good Christmas holiday and the new year is looking bright for you, man. Appreciate the support, dude. Thank you so much. Always good to have Andrew from Jersey in the house. Cohen's got his hands on another one of those smoke wagon uncut filters. Man, that's nice. Those are great. Good stuff. Okay. So funny thing about this one, apparently this is the #1 selling American single malt. There you go. Here is that label one more time. Stranahan's Original, 47%, at least 2 years old, virgin, new charred oak barrels. Let's give it a try. Immediately on this one, it's a little bit richer on the nose and more in the bourbon realm. It's more characteristically bourbon notes. That fresh cut wood is still there. That like kind of strawberry fruit sweetness still there. The like almost slightly floral notes. Ooh. So I'm going to do all of these neat, and then I'll probably do another dram of each, a small dram with water, and then we'll rank them. Because we got to rank things, right? We can't just try things. We got to rank things. So this one, a little bit deeper in terms of like the flavor notes, but not as diverse and complex as the Blue Peak so far. Let's give it a try. So this original recipe goes around $40, a little bit more than the Blue Peak, 40, 45. Longer sustained development, richer, less complex. This one is much more, again, sweet barley, oak char, dark fruit, and the, kind of less dark chocolate, more milk chocolate kind of thing. Definitely an apple. Apple, but there's something else. I can't quite put my finger on it. Pleasant. Very much richer. It's richer and sweeter on the arrival. It doesn't have quite. This is like a simpler version. It's doing 3 or 4 things much stronger than the Blue Peak, which was like 5 or 6 notes. This is a lot more sweet fruit. Again, it's kind of like juicy fruit gum a little bit. That's that omnipresent kind of strawberry note is there. Berry, barley, cereal grain, and chocolate. Medium on the finish here, maybe even going into a medium long finish. I feel like it sticks around, coats the mouth a bit more than the Blue Peak did. Again, we should expect that at 47%. Not bad. Not bad at all. Again, at $40, these are young whiskeys so far. No doubt about it. But they know what they're doing. God, there's a honey note here too, like sickly sweet honey. I don't know how I missed that. Like if you took a handful of some fresh malted barley and rubbed it in your hands, that's the kind of smell. So it's like Bruichladdich in that way, but it's not the same type of barley note, but it's there. If that makes any sense. This is good. Man, I like it. Very, very infrequently do you find a whiskey this young that tastes as mature and respectable as this one does. I'm impressed. All right. Let me just catch up really quick. I see some Packers chat. Packers are getting lucky. They're not good. Oh, no. They're going to beat the Cowboys for sure. Cowboys don't look good either. Their offense is crap. The Ravens are done. They had a third string quarterback the other week. They're done. Yeah, I agree. Packers have been getting lucky the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna be with you on that. The last 2 weeks, the Packers did not look good. I was at the game on Sunday. They did not look that great. And their offense looks fine. Rodgers is fine. They couldn't run the ball quite as well, but again, their offensive line is decimated. That's going to change soon. Defense looks suspect. But Nick Chubb's no joke. I think they'll be fine. I think the only team in the NFC that can beat Green Bay is Tampa or maybe Dallas. That's my opinion on it, at least. Yeah, they're looking all right. Back and forth team, but oh, very nice. Yeah, I tried that one a couple weeks ago. Man, I really liked that. That's a good whiskey. I just saw the 2012, but I didn't buy it. I still have to work my way through the 2011. I'll be reviewing that one relatively soon, though. I'd love to hear how much you like it, I see. That's good stuff. I mean, now he's finally in a place where he can show himself, right? I mean, how many times did he do that with Detroit? A couple, maybe. Better him than Goff. She asked for a suggestion for the trip. I told her to get any Lefroy but the 4 Oak when she misread it. Hey man, I'm not gonna spoil the 4 Oak for you. That's a whiskey you need to experience yourself. You got the 1 liter bottle too, right? I'm sure. When I was in Turkey a few years ago for a trip, it was my first time in a duty-free store where I actually bought scotch. I bought the 4 Oak and the Bunnahabhain Crook Vana. The 4 Oak might have been one of the first reviews I actually did on my channel many years ago. I won't say anything else though. Be interested to hear what you have to say about it. Anybody had Frey Ranch casting? No. I see picks all around SoCal. Wow. Stranahan's quality versus Westland so far. I mean, similar. I mean, they're both really good. The Westland was peated, and I've just not had the other ones. So I don't know. I'd say Stranahan's is not. I mean, I think they're both quite good quality wise so far. Yeah, they did. I mean, 1 game. We'll see about that. I don't think Dak Prescott's not that good, and their defense is what's going to save them. Their O-line is not as good as it was in previous years. They have the weakest division by far. Well, okay, let me take that back. Their division is as weak as Green Bay's, but I think Green Bay has played better teams. Now, Dallas this week has Arizona, so we'll see. Let's talk about this next live. We'll see how they do against Arizona, who has been struggling, but yeah. Nice, man. Yeah, they come in the liter bottles. Can't go wrong with that. Can't say I have. At Gerbeck, friend of mine, going to Florida next week and asked him to bring me back a bottle of whiskey. Am I asking for bourbon or is I better ask him? Florida. I'm sure I don't know. Hopefully he'll get back to you. I mean, he lives in Jupiter, which I'm not sure. All right, we'll see, man. We'll see. It'll be fun. Here you go. All right. Okay. We're going to move on to the next one. Oh, let me just grab this quick. 4 Oak was the first review I saw here. She got from me too before you. I think you gave it a 2. It was the lowest review I gave. No, the lowest I think I gave was Jack Daniel's 7, which was probably I mean, it was really bad. I'm not going to lie. I've had a couple under 2. I think 1 or 2 of them are under 2. Jack Daniel's number 7 was one of them. It was really fucking bad. And I felt like I needed to be harsher on it just because it gets so much unwarranted attention. Whereas there are probably plenty of other whiskeys that are at the same quality level that I might have went a little higher on just because who gives a shit. But Jack Daniel's, I'm sorry, man. If I can convince one person to spend that $25 on the innumerable amount of other great bourbons in that price range, mission accomplished. Go Bills! Oh shit! Is that who you guys cheer for up in Montreal? That would make sense. Boy, they showed the Patriots what was up. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So far, both of these Stranahans are very good. They're very barley cereal forward, young, but the cask quality I think is masking the youth. I'm going to get through the other 2, and then I'll tell you what I think of each solo before we get into with some water. So the next one on the list is the Stranahan's Diamond Peak. Yes, they use the word diamond, and that makes sense because this one is actually considerably more expensive than the last two. So the Blue Peak 35, the original 35, 40-ish. This one more like 75. Okay. They do it in batches. So in particular, this is batch number 17. And here's what it has to say. Diamond Peak is selected from our oldest casks by master distiller. We aged the Colorado single malt whiskey in number 3 char American oak barrels in our Mile High warehouse in Denver. The whiskey is non-chill filtered and cut to proof with Rocky Mountain water. Every batch is hand bottled. Great. 47% ABV. And here's what this has to say. Handcrafted exclusively with Colorado grains. 4 barleys, blah, blah, blah. So again, we have a non-age statement. I guess we can assume this is at least 2 years old. It is not chill filtered. Great. 47%. And this is going to be like maybe the equivalent of like some type of small batch, right? So it's like a bunch of choice casks. Comes with one of the toppers, and it's in black. So here we go. That is the information they give us on the Diamond Peak. Again, we're looking at double the price on this. This is around 70, 75 bucks. Composite corks. So we'll see. Here is the color. So let's see what the Diamond Peak has to offer at double the price. So what I would say, this is mellower on the nose. Nose is similar to the original in that it is, again, the barley is there, that apple note, bit of that floral, fragrant, fresh cut flowers, strawberry. A little bit of that gingerbread thing too, bit of that oak spice. I'll tell you, the nose, nothing all that interesting compared to the other two. So, I mean, at double the price, the nose isn't really winning me over. It's nice, though, all in all. Let's give it a taste. Here we go. Wow, okay. Wow. So this is a completely... The notes are very similar, but a very different experience. This arrives much lighter than the other two. But you get the surge of heavy flavor more on the back end. It's light, it's sweet. Malt forward. A much more kind of, elegant, but the richness of the chocolate note, the fresh barley is there, but it's a little bit more rounded off. This is the least barley note forward of the three, less malt forward. It's got a creaminess to it. Huh. I would love to combine this with the original and just have the punch level. But the thing about it is, man, there's a really nice richness to this. So it's much more refined and elegant, but like a rich chocolatiness to this whiskey. Wow. The price point's a killer. But medium finish. This is the first one that I would say of the three where the barrel influence is really dominant. Okay. So that's the Diamond Peak. Interesting. The last one here in the, I have not had this one either. Oh, we had another Russian bot, huh? Ooh, nice pop. This is the Sherry Oak. I'm going to get this poured. And then we'll talk about this one. Anybody had the Diamond Peak before? I'd love to hear in the chat if you've had this one before. Another Russian bot. Okay, thank you for grabbing that. Why do the Russians like me so much? Is that Sergey guy around? Yes, we did do that a little bit earlier, but we should do it again. Yeah, for sure. I'm game. Raider Nation. What city are they in now? Vegas? Before you know it, they're going to be the Scottsdale Raiders. David Carr, man. I think he's better than he looks. Bourbon's in the house. What up, Bourbon? How you doing? Yeah. Oh, interesting. I have had it. I don't think I did a review, but I have some. I need to get around to that this year, maybe. The Tobermory 12. Did you also get that in travel retail? Did she get that in travel retail, or did you get that here, like on the shelves? That one's not all that easy to find. Okay. This is true. That's good to hear. Better them than, those fly-by-night teams. They'll be gone in 5 years again or whatever. All right. Okay, so the last of the Stranahans that we're going to do tonight before we try them with water is the Stranahan's Sherry Cask. Again, American single malt, just like the other three. This is batch number 4. No two batches are the same, they say. All right. Here's the tail of the tape. Aged for 4 years and finished in Spanish Oloroso Sherry Cask. Stranahan Sherry Cask is hand-selected and masterfully crafted by the master distiller, Rob Dietrich, made with a proprietary malt blend and aged in our Denver, Colorado wreck house. The whiskey is non-chill filtered and cut to proof with Rocky Mountain water. Yep. We know that story. 47% ABV on this one. Again, very much similar notes in here. Aged in the charred virgin white oak and American white oak, and finished in Spanish Oloroso, the 4 barleys that they use, etc. So this one might be definitely going to be a little bit on the older side. Price on this one's also in that 75-80 range. So what we're really looking at here is 2 whiskeys, the original single barrel, and then the Blue Peak in that 40-ish range. And then we have this Diamond Peak in the Sherry Oak here in the 70, 75 range. That is the color. Oh, yeah. Some nice, fresh. So these are put in 500-liter barrels. So these are sherry butts, basically. Here we go. On the nose. Wow. So the first thing I will say is, despite only being 4 years old, a lot of dried red fruit notes, which seems to indicate usually a little bit more of an age because of oxidization. But yeah, a lot of sherry here. You're still getting a little bit of that barley note, a bit of that vanilla note that you were getting on the other one, or the other three. Nice, ripe red fruits, dried red fruits. Impressive. This smells really good. This smells like any nice sherried Scotch whiskey, but even a little bit richer. Nice richness. Here we go. Stranahan sherry cask. Mm. Ooh. Wow. All right. Again, good viscosity on these. Nice, deep Oloroso sherry notes. You're getting the kind of dried red fruit. You're getting some of the juicy fruit as well. A little bit tannic as it goes through the development, but this is for just a few months with sherry. This is incredibly sherry rich whiskey. Medium long on the finish. A little bit of that baking spice stuff. Clove, nutmeg, maybe. More allspice. Cinnamon. Grape. Like rich red grapes. Ooh. This is great nose. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh man, this is this is next level right here. It's so interesting. The first taste was like all you got is the sherry, which makes sense. The second, third taste, the balance is coming in. I'm getting that kind of American oak cask. So you're getting some of the vanilla, and it's harmonizing with the dark red fruit notes. Man, this is good. Again, $80. Or I'm sorry, like $70, $75 for this. Okay. All right, here we go, y'all. So after a neat tasting, with price considered, the number 4 on this list, meaning probably the one that I'm like least likely to buy again. Again, Blue Peak, $35. Original single barrel around that $40. Diamond Peak around 70, sherry cask 70, 75. So keeping that into consideration. I think number 4 is actually the original. Prelim score kind of thing, I would say 325, which is solid. Next is going to be the Diamond Peak, and which is I also think is a 325. it is slightly better, and it's really difficult for me to say that this is justified by the almost double price, but there's a relaxed level to this and a richness that is driven by the casks on this whiskey, because these are all very young, that I'm sorry, it really hits on the back end. This is all in all a little bit disappointing for the price, but pretty good whiskey. 325. Number 2 is going to be the Blue Peak. Great price. Punching above its weight, as I believe somebody said earlier. Yes, 35, 40 bucks. I'd recommend this over the original, and it's cheaper. This one is the most surprising of the 4 so far. 3.5 on that. And just about, I think this is in the 3.75, but not by much. The best of the bunch is the sherry cask. Complexity level is great. Balance is great. This tastes like this could go toe to toe with a lot of other sherry whiskeys. I think the only thing that holds this back is the fact that it's around 75 bucks. Now, I'm gonna just for point of comparison. For me, Macallan's Sherry Oak or Stranahan's Sherry Cask. Give me the Stranahan's. Glendronach 12 or Stranahan Sherry Cask. Give me the Stranahan's. And those are both ones that are in that $65 level price range. So I'm trying to think of some sherry whiskeys that are a little bit higher on the price range. Definitely better than the Aberlour 16 by far. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with that. So yeah, 3.25s on the original and the Diamond Peak, 3.5 on the Blue Peak, and 3.75 on the Sherry Cask with some upside. And I'm really excited to try these with water. So we're going to go through the list once again. I'm going to go best to worst, just to kind of see how this shakes out, and I want to mix it up a little bit. Anyways, we're about that hour mark. We're getting damn close, so definitely leave me a comment in the chat. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it. Michael Besley's in the house. What up? Cavalan. No, we're doing Stranahan's. Sorry, Stranahan's. No, it is not. I probably agree with that. It wouldn't surprise me. It's around 70, give or take. About by you, maybe 60. $47. I've never had a Glenfiddich 12 sherry. I mean, there's the expert mixture. This is way better than that. Grey Wolf. I have to try this sherry. Yeah, it's good. This is really good. I will say that there's good character. I mean, like these all seem to have a nice, unique character to them, which I think is important, especially considering they're American single malts. Yeah, they're just a little bit on the pricey side, I think, for the sherry oak, for the sherry cask and the Diamond Peak specifically. But we're going to do this in reverse order now. I'm going to go sherry. We'll see if this changes anything, and it just might. I'm going to do the sherry with a drop or two of water on it. Again, all of these are 47% except for the Blue Peak, which is 43. But I'll tell you, it definitely drinks as good as the other ones do. And again, they don't chill filter any of it, so kudos to them on that. Oh, no. The Cavalan is much, it's oilier and much, I guess I would say, it's got a much longer finish, and it also is richer. It's just richer. I mean, that's like a juicy sherry bomb. This a little bit drier. So here we go with water. Again, great nose. Vanilla's coming through. The bourbon cask sherry is playing off each other really well on this. Here we go. Man, that is good. Wow. The water is just making it creamier. I think the only thing you really got to cite on this is, again, you just wish that it lasted a little bit longer. It does get the finish less drying with water. It just needs a little bit more, probably age, but that's a minor slight. This is a well-crafted whiskey. This is batch 4, so I don't know if the earlier batches or older batches, whatever. I can't speak to them, but they clearly have figured this out. And just the freshness on the nose of these, I can only compare it to things like Bruichladdich, where it just has that singular barley character note. I mean, maybe Glenallachie, perhaps, as somebody mentioned earlier, but Glenallachie, they do so many maturations. Sometimes I don't always pick it up, but I'm definitely picking it up here. Boy, with water, just a couple drops of water, dryness goes down, creaminess goes up. A little bit more oak. Again, the youth of these whiskeys are not showing. That's good. Okay. Number 2 was Blue Peak, so we're going to do that one next. I'm going to get a new glass. How many Glencairn glasses do you guys own? So here we go again with Blue Peak. This is the only one that's 43%, but again, we're going to put some water on it. I'd love to hear how many Glencairn glasses you guys have. I think I have 13. Is that a lot? I don't know if that's a lot. Probably not. So just, I don't know. I think even though this one's 43, I'm still doing 3 drops. Ken's got 2. Whiskey Ace. What up, Pittsburgh? Ace is in the house. Yeah. I feel you on that. Blue Peak was number 2. Yeah. Cheers, man. Yeah. I just did a little reorganizing, actually. Varieties of spice of life and all that. Okay. So that was the Stranahan's sherry cask. Now we are going to the number 2, which that was number 1 of the neat tasting. Number 2 is the Blue Peak. Cheapest one, 43%. 3 drops on it. Let's see where we're going. Oh my God. Kenneth, I think you're the one who's been drinking this around with me. The freaking nose on this, man. You ever had one of those candies, like a sour apple now and later? Remember those things, those like chewy candies? The strawberry note in this has went to like sour green apple in a way that is incredibly distinct. That floral note is still there. That fruit note is still there. The nose is just so lively on this whiskey. God damn. It's mellow. It's relaxed. But I'll tell you, the only thing the Diamond Peak has over this is depth, but it ain't $40 extra worth of depth. This has still got it going. There's that gingerbread note. Nice oak cask vanilla. It's extended again. Water has done this one well, extending that development. Finishes less drying. Fruit, sherry, bourbon cask. Not sherry. I mean, but fruit notes that are like akin to sherry. This is, if anything, you think there was a PX in this. Yeah. Mm. The full flavor just belies that 42% ABV. This one, I will say, with water, though, you do pick up a little bit more of the youth. But it's not in a negative way. It's not hampering this whiskey at all. It's vibrant. It's fresh. It tastes surprisingly sophisticated given the age. I'm not going to lie. I mean, so far, these two aren't changing their positions. I think these are both right where they should be. Sames. I wish I could, Colin. I don't actually have a Lecheg 10. Seriously, dude, so Kenneth is drinking this Blue Peak as well. Man. This is good. There's more going on in this than there should be. I don't know if it's just the Solera process. I mean, maybe. But I really just, this is impressive. Mm-hmm. Man, I could drink this all night. It's got the right combination of sweet, oak, and spice. I could drink this whiskey all night. I think I would take it without water, though, just because it's a little bit too oak driven on the finish. The finish is just, it's like a hair or two more. It's like where dark chocolate meets just kind of woodiness. It's just a little too much for me. But hey, Winston, how you doing? Winston the Whiskey Cat is making an appearance just in time for the Diamond Peak. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I'm with you, Kenneth, man. This is a good bottle. Okay. The top is off. Number 3 on the list was the Diamond Peak. Pour a bit of this. Now, this is the more apparently, distiller selected barrels, more sophisticated. It's $75. Winston, what do you think? Nope. Still haven't found a whiskey he likes. 3 drops, just like the others. Okay, Diamond Peak. Now, this is the one I'm most interested in with water. This is where I think the Diamond Peak might shine. We're going to find out. Yeah, they are. They're apparently supposed to be so you can pour yourself while you're, out on the prairie or whatever, a 3-ounce pour. That's only what they're doing there with those. Yo, I don't know, man. He's napping on the job. Apparently, he just wants to sit on my lap now. So, you know how they be, man. So here we go. This is the one I think water is going to either make or break. So far on the nose, it's a bit more spicy. Oh, hello, my sweet boy. How are you? It's nothing amazing. It's like Blue Peak neat. Let's try it. There's a richness to the Blue Peak. I'm sorry, the Diamond Peak that the original and the Blue Peak just don't have. It's actually been shortened a bit by the water. And I actually would say that this was better without water, which is to say it's still a competent whiskey. It's still a good whiskey. It's just overpriced. I mean, I think you would expect more from something you'd spend $70 some on. Creamy, mellow, the ginger's still there. The worst part is I like the mouthfeel the most on the Diamond Peak, but it's probably the only thing I like the most on this. It's that richness. I don't know. This is getting hard. Because here's what I'm balancing. I think the Diamond Peak is actually, if you put the Diamond Peak and the original in front of me, I would rather drink the Diamond Peak. But the fucking price. It's like, so I'm asking myself, would I rather drink this for $40 more or for 100% more glass? Let's find out. Go ahead, buddy. All right. So last place was the original. And again, I stress that last place doesn't mean a bad thing. Last place is just, again, none of these have been, average for me is 3. These have all been a slightly above average. Blue Peak Neat was 3.25. Stranahan's Original, 3.25. Diamond Peak, 3.5. Stranahan's Sherry Cask, 3.75. So let's do a little bit of water on the Stranahan's Original and just see if any of this is going to change. Again, fresh cut barley, all that good stuff. Boy, water's done this a huge favor. Butterscotch, slightly borderline nuttiness, a little bit of citrus, longer finish. Uh-oh. We might have a controversy in our hands. All right. Okay, I think I'm ready here. So here's where we're going. With water, the Diamond Peak is, again, cost consideration. Diamond Peak is now in 4th. Stranahan's Original is in 3rd. Blue Peak 2nd. Sherry Cask 1st. Final scores there. And again, this has been a lot of fun. And honestly, I can just say in general, I like what Stranahan's is doing. They make good whiskey. Some of it's very affordable. Some of it is going to cost you a little bit more. But here's what I would say. 3.25, sitting at the 3.25. In 4th place overall, it's going to be the $70 some Diamond Peak. There's a lot of good things going for this, but it doesn't justify the price compared to other things in their list, and it doesn't do anything different so much that it changes anything. So Diamond Peak is fourth. Third is the Stranahan's Original. Also a 3.25. Actually, I would bump this to a 3.5. I think there's a level of richness. There's a level of, with water, like it really brings this to life. It's a characterful whiskey. It's a unique whiskey. I'm a fan. So I'm going to sit comfortably with this at 3.5. Also at 3.5, but I would say just a hair better, is the cheaper 43%. Vincent, please don't do that. Yeah, I know. Is the slightly cheaper, but honestly a little bit more interesting. I think the sacrifice of the ABV for the character is shown here with the Stranahan's Blue Peak. This is also going to sit at 3.5. It's going to stay there, but I would just put it a hair above. You want me to drink some Lefroy, man? What's up? And number one is still going to sit at 3.75. I think this is very much over average, even at the price. Stranahan Sherry Cask, man. The water extended that finish. It made it creamier. It brought up more of the bourbon cask. This is a damn good whiskey. $70 is a tough pull, but I'm telling you, there are age statement single malt scotches that do not even hold a candle to this. So I'll sit at 3.75. So there you go. That's the Stranahan's list. Sherry Cask 1, Blue Peak 2, Original 3, Diamond Peak 4. All above average, all good whiskeys. And I would love to get my hands on something a little bit more special or a little bit higher ABV from them. Or I'm sorry, not ABV, but a higher age statement from them, because they're really doing good stuff. Yo, what are you doing? Come here. Get down. Good. You don't need to be all up in that. Winston, the whiskey cat's getting a little restless. Apparently wants some Lefroy. I don't know. Anyways, so that was fun. And we're at the hour 15 mark. Let me know what you think. Any of those you agree, disagree? Any of those you've had, not had? I'd love to hear what you got to say. And I'm going to try and catch up on the chat, because I know I am a bit far behind. Maybe you would like that weed whiskey more catnip. Yeah. Your lap is the safest place after water shots. Yeah. Well, I wish he would learn from the water shots, but he doesn't seem to. I know people have gone to grab a bottle by the neck. Picked up the bottle and whoosh, Chris. Yeah. With the Stranahan's, yeah. With these toppers, man. You know, it would probably be smart to just take those off completely. That makes total sense. Oh, nice. Nice, man. Yours is 109 proof, man. Mine is not. I think it was, it's 47%. Come here, you whiny bastard. 47, so 94 proof. Cream, vanilla, peanut thing. Yeah. Colorado beer over Colorado whiskey. Good stuff. There's one in my store in the area that has the Cheg 10. The stoner said, I'm the only one who buys it. I don't know if that's going to stay true anymore, unless, maybe you're the only person in that area that watches whiskey videos. But now that Ralphie said it was his whiskey of the year, it's going to go up $10. Yeah. Called it, he said. That dry peanut quality is reminiscent of Westland. Okay. Winston can be heard giving his taste. Apparently so. Colin. Yes, this is true, Kenneth. This is true. Carthage disaster. Yeah, he's making me nervous too. Dude, totally. Yeah, he knows that I'm doing fun stuff. Vancouver's in the house. What up, Indy? I keep trying to give him a good whiskey.
How did you just get batch 4 of the Sherry? I bought batch 5 years ago. I think it's a little too much sugar. I don't know. I wish I could tell you.
But we got 19 folks in. I think that the apropos thing to do would be to drink some more whiskey. That's not Stranahan's, because I've really... Are we going to Waterboro? I really have had a lot of Stranahan's tonight. So maybe we go for something a little bit more on the peat side. What that's going to be, though, fucked if I know. I do have a Lecheg. I can't do the Lecheg 10 because I actually don't have a bottle. I could do this recent Lecheg that I got. This is the Lecheg Marsala cask distillery bottling, 58.1% 12-year-old. Let's do this.
Get it.
Okay, so here's the deal. You want me to drink Balvenie? Here's the deal with Cavalan. The regular Cavalans that you see, usually there's like a bourbon oak. There's a couple of theirs that are like 40-some%. Honestly, I don't think they're worth the money. The Cavalans that are worth the money are actually the ones that are... fuck out of here. Done. The Cavalans that are worth the money are really the Solus or the cask strengths. And honestly, you're going to be spending a decent amount of money on those. You might be able to find the so there are some places you can find the sherry cask strength, the port for sub $200. But if you want to get into things like the Amontillado, the Muscatel, the Vino Barrique, they're like $300, $400, $500. I think that most of the Cavalans, like the Concert Master, the this and that, like, you know, the regular 46, they're just not worth your money. They're not that good. So that's the unfortunate news. There are websites, if you spend enough time online, where you can find some of the, you know, specifically the Port Solist and the Sherry Solist for like in the 150 to 170 mark. But those are honestly, I would start there. I think everything else from Cavalan is going to give you a false impression of how good they can be, and it's just not worth it. Sorry, but it's true. Oh, man. It is, but he's a fucking punk. Yeah. It depends on what the bottling is. So I have a Solus Amontillado. I mean, those are like $550, but I also have a Solus Port that's like $170. It really depends on the bottling and the year. Oh yeah, no, he's already back in here. He's already down here at my feet, fucking around. The Vino Barrique is great stuff. If you want to make an investment, spend a couple hundred, $200, $250. Vino Barrique is worth it. One of the better bottles I got this year's Signature Cask Strength Collection, single cask Lecheg 11 filled with sherry. Yeah, this one is. I got this overseas, but I mean, I'm a big Marsala fan. So this is 12-year-old Marsala, 58.1 non-chill filtered. This is part of the Inc. exclusive. It's, you know, hand-filled distillery bottling or whatever. I wasn't blown away the first tasting I had, but we're going to do it now. Wow. That's nice. Yeah, he knocked over one of my single cask rums the other day because he was trying to get into the whiskey shelf for some fucking reason. And nothing off the top, though. Yeah, you bet, man. No problem. No problem at all. All right, here we go. Lecheg. Classic ashy, sooty, peaty Lecheg. But then it has that kind of warm nuttiness, the kind of orange marmalade, red fruits you get off Marsala, which I just freaking love. This is one of the reasons I'm actually pretty excited about the Glenmorangie Tale of Winter that I got for Christmas because I'm like, I really like Marsala. And Marsala is an Italian wine. It can be sweet or it can be dry, but it, by and large, just brings this kind of, yeah, kind of what I'm talking about. God, and there's this vanilla note here. There's this creaminess. There's this nuttiness. Orange. Man. So let me ask you all in the chat. Any of y'all opening a whiskey? What is going to be like? Do you have a whiskey plan to open in 2022? Like your first whiskey that you're going to open in the new year? Would love to hear what it is. I feel like this one needs to sit out with the cork off for a while still too. Just to, because there's a sulfuric note to this. Port Charlotte 10 is probably the best 10-year heavily peated at 60. Best 10-year scotch I've ever tried is Sherry Finish Lecheg 10. Ooh. French says Redbreast 15. Oh, for the, okay, we're going to open that. That's good whiskey. You're going to enjoy that. Seagrass. I'm with you on the seagrass. Be sure to check out my best overview that's coming out later this week. I may be talking about that. New Year's Eve is the Octomore 12.2. Man, that's a serious dram. It's awesome, dude. All of them are open, but he's going to ring in the new year with the 2017 Lafroig 25. I'm going to Andrew Page's house. I don't know what y'all are doing. I'm getting a flight, bro. I hear you're cracking a Lafroig 25-year-old. Oh, man. This Lecheg is killer. I just got a text from my mother about John Madden. Peter White's opening at Ben Nevis, 1997-23. Just to see if I should grab it. Sharing is caring, dude. Look us up. I just looked at KNL. Sherry pick from Douglas Lang. Yeah, dude, buy that without hesitation. 15-year-old? Shit. Aaron 25 for Michael Besley. Okay. Y'all got some good ideas for New Year's Eve whiskeys. I haven't figured out what mine's going to be yet. What I was considering was the Buna 25. I've had that sitting there for a little while now. And I love Bunahaven. And I got that at such an incredible deal. I was very lucky. And I've just been so tempted. I just got to open it, but I want to do it. That's a market occasion whiskey. You get 25-year-olds like Andrew Page's do. Like you crack a 25-year-old whiskey, it's like you're denoting time. So I'm kind of the opinion I should wait on that. Yo. Oh, wait. There. Love Signet. It's a fantastic whiskey. You will enjoy it for sure. Do come back for the first live stream after New Year. I want to hear what you thought about the Glenmorangie Signet. I love that bottle. I have one up there. I drink it sparingly because it is that fucking good. Considered it. You would, man. I mean, you're doing your classic UFC fights, right? Where you go to the bar, get drunk, and then UFC fight people. Proper 12 is the only thing to drink for that, I see. Come on, man. We already knew it. What's the Octomore 12.2 finish? I'm gonna do a proper 12 bottles. Oh, I see what's up. Rosé champagne for me on New Year's. The Cuban cigar. Okay. Man, you guys got plans. I was thinking about maybe doing a live stream. I actually haven't made any serious plans. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I feel like as you get older, it's like, you know, I'm a single guy, so maybe I'll go out on a date or something. But you know, what else are you gonna do? Oh, really? French oak, huh? Ooh-wee. That sounds good. Do that. All right. Where are we at? Yeah, so this Lecheg is delicious. I wish everybody could have this. I think I might have to include this in the next Patreon sample raffle, because this is, I mean, it's one of these distillery only releases that there's just not going to be something like to taste a Marsala finished Lecheg like this. This has got to be tasted by people who like peated whiskey. Mm. So rich, with that classic Lecheg, like peaty spice. It's more spice than smoke. It's really fucking killing it. Do you have any Bob Blair 1980 left base on your endorsement? I ordered a glass at the NYC whiskey bar last night. Yes, I do. So I do have a bottle of it here. I don't know how much I have left, but I have another bottle. You're gonna laugh your ass off. I got these at $150 a piece like 3 years ago. Oh yeah, I still got like half a bottle, or a little bit less than half a bottle. $38, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. That's a good whiskey. I'm glad you got to taste that, man. That's a special whiskey. Ortegas. Nice. Mount Muser. Go to Delilah's. I gotta do something. I feel like I gotta do something, but at the same time, I'm like, get tired. It's all gonna be trouble. That old adage that nothing good happens after midnight, mostly true. When you get older, I think you realize it. It's like, ooh. I've done my share of being at bars way too late and on New Year's, and it has not been great. It's fucking amateur hour, man. You know, what are they going to be serving? Nothing good. Well, yeah, we'll see. I'm not above like getting hammered on Glenlivet, so you know. These Stranahans though, and I gotta just to recap, these are fucking solid whiskeys. I'm actually pretty impressed by it, and the American single malt thing I haven't gotten totally into. I've had some Balcones, which was really good, and that's the thing. Everything I've had is good. I've just not like proactively spent money on it. A lot of it's because they're so nascent, they're so young. But man, I'm not feeling like these. I feel like there's nowhere to go but up for Stranahans. This is good stuff. I really enjoyed it. The cheapest? Oh man. Bro, okay. I mean, love to hear what else you had, but that's now $38 makes total sense these days. Yeah. I feel you. It's on Open 12 2021 special edition. Specs looks very interesting, but it's 110. I don't know what to think about Oban. Like Oban's one of those distilleries where I do have that Oban 18, and I think I'll do that for the first live of the year. Oban 14 was my first single malt that I ever bought. And, so to this day, I still have like a place in my heart for it. But it also, hi, Winston. Yeah, I know. It also has went up in price by like 30%. It's like $100 now, which is just insane. It is not that good of a whiskey. But I do have a moment for it. I have had the Oban Little Bay. I think the Little Bay was surprisingly good, especially with oxidization. I had a taste of the Oban Distillers Edition. It was okay. I don't remember what year it was. I want to say maybe 2020 version, give or take. Solid stuff. I have not had the 18 yet, but I do have a bottle. And then there's the 21, which they do in such small amounts because Oban's a very small distillery. So prices are inherently supply related, but like their 21-year-old's like a couple $100, like $300-400. I'm like, oh, can't do it. I don't know. Maybe. That's a good question. Balcones. Yeah, I mean the Westland stuff, the Westward stuff, the Stranahan stuff. I mean it's solid, especially this Blue Peak, man. Good stuff. You won't be disappointed spending $40 on the Blue Peak. You definitely won't. Yeah, I'll live stream it if it happens. Kidding. Opens just too corporate. Yeah, dude, they just I really liked how intersectional their distillate was. I mean, they're kind of like Highland Park in a certain way because they're like West Highlands, right? So they got some of that peat, they got some of that going for it, but it's also got a very Highland malt flavor with the orchard fruits and the spice. Like the Oban 14 I thought was a really good whiskey, but man, if I was ever going to buy another bottle, I'm like, fuck this. I'm not spending $89 on an Oban 14. It's not worth it. I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I've not heard great things about it of late. That's for sure. I've definitely heard that people find that it's becoming increasingly pedestrian. Maybe it always was, but man, it's got a special place in my heart. That's for sure. All right. Well, let's go for 2 hours. Why not, right? Hang on a second. We might have a special guest. Sit tight, y'all. We might have a special live appearance, but it would be my brother, but I don't know. Nobody wants to hear about bourbon. Yeah. Anyways, so this Lechag 12 is amazing. I wish I could drink more of it. I'm going to review it next year. And speaking of that, so this is basically what we're going to do. So the first review next year, which is to say next Friday, will be Glenmorangie: A Tale of Winter. Daniel H. What's bourbon? Yeah, exactly. Bourbon is what you drink when you don't have any scotch left. It is what it is. No, I'm not a hater. I just, it's obvious. For those of you who are not Patreon supporters, the best of 2021 video will be released. I think I'm going to release it tomorrow, probably. Patreons, you already have it in your inbox, so do check that out if you are interested in hearing my thoughts on. And I did things a little differently this year. Instead of doing like just a straight up top 5, I did a winner runner-up for each. Well, for a couple different categories, I did bourbon, rye, world whiskey, scotch, and bourbon. You know what? As a little sneak peek, just to give you some sense of it. Which one should I read? Okay, so my world whiskey of the year was the Cavalet Muscatel finish. Surprise, surprise. So expect my glowing comments about that in that video. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. Yeah, I might try and do that again next year. I don't think I've seen one either. I mean, they're a really small distillery. Like I said, I don't even like their yield each year, I think, is among the lowest. But it's not because they're like, the other problem with them is that they just don't do anything craft. Like they don't have like a completely craft product. They non-chill filter, or they chill filter a lot of their whiskey. Managed Trim 16 Open is legend. Yeah. Sounds about right. The triple wood was so good. But then you have the 4 oak and you're like, why is this not better? It's 40%, right? Because it's like a UK bottling or whatever. It is what it is. Lefroy is just, despite being one of my favorite distilleries, it's like, and this has been a good year for Lefroy, in my opinion. The 10 Sherry Oak was a very solid whiskey. The Carchis 2021 PX, probably above average, better than anything they've done probably since 2018. Their cask strength has shown a lot of promise, as it always does. A good year for Lefroy, and this is the last year of Campbell there, so like it's a thing too. But they're one of these distilleries that like they try to cut around corners, right? As much as it's easy to hate on Ardbeg for Ardbeg's kind of gimmickiness, they also don't cut corners on their whiskey. They put it at good ABVs. They don't chill filter a lot of their stuff. That part of them is good. Come here. Yes. Say hi. Doesn't look like we're hearing back from him. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay, y'all. I'm going to wrap things up and bid you good evening with this Lechag 12 Marsala finish, whatever. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was fun to try all these Stranahans and hear everybody's comments and feedback. And Kenneth, a shout out to you for having the Blue Pea Candy. You were right about it. Last live stream here of 2021, a year where I think we all expected things to be mildly better or maybe way better than they were. But here we are. So everybody stay safe, be well. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. We will connect again next Tuesday in 2022. I will have another bottle to share thoughts on with y'all and have a couple drams. And we'll keep doing what we do. Stay safe, be well, stay healthy. Much love to y'all. Happy New Year.